Here's one more. Another teacher and I, we took Esperanza Rising. Who's read that book? Is that beautiful or what? Beautiful book, right? We decided that we were going to use that book to have sixth graders look at poverty in the United States and the world. Okay? One of the things we did is, I don't know if you can read that, it says, what matters most? What matters most in life? We had them talk about that. We had them read an article about the Great Depression. They looked at stats and statistics of global poverty. That was on the wall. We had them answer the question, why is it important to know history? What's the value in knowing history? We had them, together as a class, we figured out what the cost of living was for a family of 4. We had them do research. This is them in their classroom doing research. We had them reading a New York Times article. They read graphic biographies of Cesar Chavez. This is them looking at data and statistics of poverty and looking at correlations to race and culture, state by state. They were reading picture books on different history. We published a class magazine on their family histories and their family recipes because that's exactly what Esperanza Rising is. It's the story of her grandmother, and the whole book is about food and the culture and the food of their culture. For a final project, we took everything they learned about poverty, we brainstormed as a class, and we created a survey about poverty. There's the survey right there. They went out, these sixth graders, and they gave the survey to 225 adults in their community. They came back in, and they got together in groups, and they aggregated and analyzed the data. Then they went, and they put it into computers. And then they ended up creating about 30 graphs on people's opinions and knowledge of poverty. These kids learned that they knew more about poverty than the adults they surveyed. And by doing that, we could teach 21st century literacies. We could teach critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, media literacy, creative thinking, systems thinking. We could teach all that from a novel. Just take systems thinking, for example. You can use literature to help kids to see systems in the world and life. It's amazing that kids can get through school today in 2014 and not take a class in systems thinking. That's how important it is to see the different parts of systems and how they interrelate. Systems thinking is everywhere in life. It's in all the social sciences. It's in STEM. It's in our family systems. It's in our ecosystems. It's in the food we eat. It's in Angry Birds. Every video game has systems thinking in it. So that's what we want. That's what we need. We need kids reading, and all of this can happen from books, and that's what Boundless Readers does. My good friend Chuck was a middle school science teacher for 35 years. When he taught his 7th graders atoms and nuclear energy, he had his 7th graders read Hiroshima in science. Because he didn't just want them to learn the science of atoms, he wanted them to struggle and to debate the politics and the morality of what we do with that science. So they read a nonfiction account of the dropping the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. Chuck told me that reading that book for his 7th graders was like jumping into another universe. They never imagined what they talked about in that classroom.